Okay, good afternoon. My name is Tammy, and I'd like to welcome you to Fly's Unique Boutique. Greetings from Maine, everybody. This is FlossTube number 87, and today is April 26th, 2025. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you like and subscribe and do all the YouTubey things. If you are a regular subscriber, thank you so much for coming back week after week. I really, really do appreciate it, and I love you all. Alright, so I did this once already, but I went to go get a few things that I forgot, and guess what? I turned it off instead of hitting pause. How is that different than any other time that I sit in this room and do this? Not very. Oh. So, we're going to start over, okay? This time I think I have everything that I possibly could need. Alright, we're going to start off today with a finish. I got a finish. Here is one of my Easter eggs from Tinsel cross stitch. This is done on an 18 count scrap piece of white Ada, and I used I want to say it was either mixed berry or berry from Sulky. I don't know the number on it, but they're very cute. I have a whole bunch more, and you can do them all at once or you can do them singly. I am planning on doing a few more of these just as singles. Okay. Oh. And then here is my project board. We have regular finishes, my 20 and 25, and my small finishes. So this is going to be on this side, which is all my small finishes that I've done so far, and there's only 2. But I finished this one yesterday. So this will be small finish. Ooh, number 3 for the year. I picked the wrong thing. Oh, it should work hopefully. Let's see. Blue. If not, I'll just write over it with a marker. 3 Easter egg. And I finished that April 25th. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over that. I'll erase it and go over it with a blue marker. So there's that. Can't really see it that well, but there it is. So that's my finish. And I got 254 stitches on that. It was 200 stitches for I Spy. The prompt was something that could possibly be a pet, which is a bunny. Bunnies can be pets. So there's that. And just to finish it, I said I would finish it this week, and I did finish it this week. Alright, and then I started this one, I think on Friday. I'm not quite sure when I started it, but it's a dragon, and I'm doing this 1/1 on a vintage Stormy Night And as you can see, I'm using a silky variegated, and I've got part of the wing, the feet, and the tail. And this is 223 stitches. I'm going to take a picture of this and I'm going to post it on Stitching by the Shore's Facebook page. So at least I've done 200 stitches on a mythical creature. Okay. And I think I might do the same with this one. I found this one on Daily Pattern Post on Etsy. And I absolutely, I don't know why, I was like, oh, I love that. But it's called the Deep Sea Quaker. Oops, wrong thing. Swan. Oh, where are you? And the prompt was have something to do with water. Oops. No, don't want to do that. And I guess that's the best it's going to get. And it is the color that, so there's a lot, like there's crabs and there's fish and there's seashells and there's seagulls. You have an anchor, telescope, seahorse, just things that have to do with the ocean. And I thought, if you know, we have oceans, we have beaches, fish live in the water, sort of, you know, seashells and kelp and all that sort of thing. So I thought that has a lot to do with the water, so we might as well do it, right? So I started this the other day, and when I started it, I got 200 stitches on it. And then I worked on it again, and I think I put 600 stitches, no, 400 stitches. Well, I got 663. So I've got 263 stitches more than I needed. And I'm doing this in a sulky orange, ocean. It's 4014. And that's what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? This is done on a 25 count Illusion Blue 1/1. And it's just, I love it. I love it. I might have to frog a little bit, but if I do, I do. I'm not going to worry about it. So, I got that one done, or started anyway, and I'm starting to really enjoy the monochromatic stitching and doing 1/1 stitching on a higher count. I mean, it's a little bit harder to see, but once you get into a rhythm, it's really not that bad. You have good light and you know, good magnification. It's usually pretty good. Alright, and then I decided, since I really didn't want to frog, and I can reuse the fabric for something else, and I should have done it 1/1 to begin with, I decided that I was going to restart the thing skipping quicker. As soon as I can find it. That's not it. Oh, there it is. And this one I started on an 18 count teal fabric that I dyed myself. And then I decided I was going to restart it using the Dying for Sass old B-ball. And there it is, sort of. I gotta get some pictures for these, that's all there is to it. So I'm doing this 1/1 on a 25 count potato Lugana. I think it's potato. Yes, 25 count potato Lugana. Using the old B-ball. And this one, as you know, is 2,000 stitches, and I got 500 done. I think. It doesn't look like 500, but I think I got 500 done. There we go. And that looks so much better. It looks a heck of a lot neater. And I'm loving it. And what am I working on? I think, oh, the squirrel tail. So I'm gonna get this out again and put 500 more stitches in it. That'll bring me up to 1,000. And then next time I work after that, another 500, another 500, and I should get my 2,000, no problem. Another thing I did when I started this one, this is Bees and Honey, and it is from Lila Blue Stitching on Etsy, and they have some really cute samplers, I have to admit. I've got a couple of them on here, but they're from different places. But this one, I have a thing for bees. I don't know why. I don't eat honey. I can't really eat honey. But here it is. Okay, that's the best it's gonna get, I'm afraid. So it looks like, and I'm only doing one color right at the moment, and that is 436. And this is also done on 25 count vintage smoky white. Oh, no, that's not right, it goes this way, sorry. And there it is. Isn't that cool? I love the look. I really do. And there's very minimal colors in this, so that makes it that much more interesting. At least I think so. Alright. And then the next thing I worked on was the native couple. Didn't get as much of this done as I wanted to, but I really wasn't into it. There it is. And I'm doing this on a 16 count model thread that I got from Wicked and Whimsy on Etsy, 16 count. And I'm working on the gentleman, and I got 138 stitches. I still need to make it to 1,000. I haven't kind of gotten that far yet. But what did I do, you ask? This way. There we go. I put in some more of the darker green, trying to finish up the middle of the body. So, did that. So hopefully I can get this out sometime next week, maybe Monday, and because I did this on Monday, I have, because it's Motif Monday. So anything that has, you know, that's a Quaker, I can work on Mondays. So, but next month might be a little bit different because I'm changing things around a bit. Alright. Then, I don't have a very good picture for this one, but this is this is Nevermore Quaker, and the only color that I'm working on right at the moment is the charcoal, which is the top row, which is this right, this here. And last night I did 230 stitches. I'm going to work on this again. Maybe next Motif Monday. Okay. Then I worked on the Carrot Market, and this was for color pink, which for me this month is anything Easter or spring, or both. This is kind of a both. Doing this on a unicorn, 16 count unicorn from Witched Gardens Crafts, using all but one of the colorful colors. I switched out this color here, I think. Yeah, whatever 840 was, I changed it to something else. And he's so cute. I've got him almost done, and then I've got to pull out these little squares here because they're one stitch off, but there's not many, so I'm not worried about it. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I did not work on my Wonderland Wednesday or Full Coverage Friday. I'm going to explain that in a little bit. Alright, so the next thing I did was I worked on my Rudolph peeking, because that was the letter R that I needed to get done. And I only needed 100 stitches, but I always end up going over anyway. Okay, so there is Rudolph. He's so cute. I love his little face, or his eyes peeking. Be naughty, be nice. So I worked on his antler, and I think I got his antler all done. Plus I'm frogging my mistakes as I go. That's what happens when you go ahead, or at least when I go ahead, I end up somehow miscounting and end up having to redo it. So, but the whole bottom of this antler is complete. And then I started adding blue in here. And I'm going to go up maybe to this corner and add more blue. And all the middle is completely blue and white. So I got that finished. Yay! I've got to clean this out so I can put the letters, the WIPs I'm doing for my my stitch words, and for whatever I'm doing for the month of May, because we're quickly coming upon the end of April. Okay. Then I worked on Victor. And what I'm trying to do with Victor is color complete. I don't want to sit there and change, you know, for every motif, change my thread out. If I can get all the same color done at one time, then it'll make things go a little bit quicker, I think. Because when I was doing this side, it was like, you know, change color, stitch a little bit, change color, stitch. That's one of my biggest pet peeves about some full coverages, is they have a lot of confetti, so there's a lot of changing. Even if you have, you know, you park your threads, still there's changes, and I tend to forget what the threads are. That's why I don't park. If I was working on the same thing every week, it may not be, I'd know it and I'd be alright with it, but when I don't do that, I end up getting very confused, and perfect example is coming up. So here is Victor. He is so cute. So I finished up all this brown, which was 975. So all that is done. I'm going to work on the yellow next, and then the light pumpkin, dark pumpkin, or light orange, dark orange. And then get all the ninja stitches, their onesie twosie stitches done. And then work on the leaves and so on and so forth. So this is definitely close to a finish. Hopefully, if I work on it enough next week, who knows, I might be able to get it finished. I do not know. I'm going to try. But he really doesn't fit into motif unless I was just to do, like, say, the acorns or those things on the bottom. You know, because those, it's basically just one element, so I don't see why not. But sorry, I slept in this morning too. I never sleep in. Alright, next. Yeah, and for Let Me In, that's done on a 16 count. Water lily, and I got 464 stitches in 3 days, or 3 days worth. And then the next thing I did was, this one was for I Spy, Earth Tones was the prompt. And actually, when I posted this on Stitching by the Shore with Laura on her Facebook group, she actually commented. I was like, what? You know? I try not to fangirl, but every once in a while, I have to fangirl. Should have seen me the first time I was on the phone with Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching. Oh, I thought I was going to be dead on the floor. But no. Oh, where are you, squirrel? Squirrel sampler. I don't know what it is about cross-stitching squirrels, but I just absolutely love it. I do. I love it. And he looks like a little stamp in the middle. See? Cute. So he's very cute. I like him. So I got 429 stitches done on him. For 200 for I Spy, and then I think I worked on him again for some reason. Could have been just because I wanted to. Possibility. I like working on this one. It's fun. So, we got him done. Like I said, I do need to clean out this bucket because I just bring the bucket with me. So, I'm going to change some things around. Alright. Next. My foot's asleep, so I'll let that wake up. Oh, I don't like this chair. But anyway. Next up is my autumn acorns, and I don't have it written down here, so I must have already showed it last week. I don't know, but I will show it again. And here's the autumn acorns. This is by the Blue Flower, and yeah, I like it, but I'm not sure how much I like it. I love the Halloween squirrel, and I'm thinking about getting the autumn squirrel because I believe this is the companion piece to it. I do have the Halloween acorns, and I really like that one a lot better. And that is the companion piece to the Halloween acorns, I believe. Not quite sure, but I don't know. I'm going to finish it no matter what, because I do like the colors, and I am an autumn person. So I got that second. This here, I got this acorn almost done. I started this, and somewhere along the line I goofed, so I'm gonna have to take it out and start all over. But that's okay. I'm okay with it. This is an 18 count fiber on a whim cream and honey, or milk and honey, or cream and sugar, or something. Cream and sugar. And I do like it, and it's a dream to stitch on. I really do like it. I'm going to have to call Welcome Stitchery and get some more fabrics, because I like their fabrics, and they're a lot cheaper than if I get them on 1, 2, 3 Stitch or anywhere else. So, whoops, I need to put this back. But yeah, I mean, this is okay. It's okay. It's not one of my all-time favorites, but it's okay. Shouldn't, if I work on it more consistently, I mean, I'm using it for challenges, so that seems to be helpful. I really wasn't into starting it either, but you know, it happens. Sometimes you get something that you think you really like, and then come to find out you're not too thrilled with it after you start it, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Alright, and then I did bees for Basket and Bunny. So I did Haunted Frames, Book of Frost Dragons, and I love Amanda Elliott. She is awesome. You know, she puts up new stuff all the time. I follow her on Instagram. She's great. So, didn't do as much as I thought I was going to, but hey, I did 234 stitches, so I guess that was pretty good. And I got the other half of the book started. And I finished up all this. This is all done except for back stitch. And since I'm too close here at the binding, I think I'm just going to do the top, the side, and the bottom for back stitch. Do the same thing here, and then over in this one, top, side, and bottom. And not worry about stitching in the middle of the book. Or back stitching. And I still got a bunch of those doodads to do. Oh, they take forever. They really do, believe it or not. Because not only am I back stitching as I go, but there's a lot of counting involved. Because I am not doing one stitch, stopping, doing another. No, I'm just carrying it over. Nobody's going to see my back anyway. And this is an 18 count grit die that I did myself. I think it's teal. And I love this one. And I have the foxes, the book of foxes, and the book of potions, and there's an owl one, and there's a few more I want to get, but I'm going to finish one at a time. Because I've been starting way too much stuff lately, especially this week. Woo! Yeah. The Deep Sea Quaker, that's a new start. The Bees and Honey, new start. The restarting the Christmas Quaker. No, Thanksgiving Quaker. Am I going to do the Winter Quaker? I might. But I've got almost 1,600 stitches in it, or 883 stitches in it. I don't know if I want to... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. I don't have a picture of this one, but I will show you a little bit of the patterns. Because you're not going to really be able to make out too much of it. But this is how I do my patterns. So I don't have to worry about those page break things. I'll take the first one and fold it down, and then double side tape to the other piece of paper, and I'll line up the lines, and that's how I finagle around page breaks. So there it is. And this is all monochromatic. So I'm doing this on a 28 count Whisper Lugana. I think I have a big enough piece to do all four in the same color. And I'm using 699. And I, out of 2,000 stitches, I got in 375. And I would have had a lot more done, but I had to do something else yesterday, and that's part of the reason why I'm recording today. I didn't record yesterday. There's that one. Alright, and then this picture is terrible. This one I do believe is also daily pattern post. That the spring Quaker, I have all four of them, plus I have 2 of the hearts. But the spring Quaker was from Goffin Designs on Etsy, and I think I bought that in a 4-pack. So there's spring, winter, spring, summer, fall, and winter. And I did start winter and I screwed it up, so I am going to redo it on the, just with a darker blue. Yeah, I'm going to use one color, and that's 28 1/1, 28 count 1/1, and what was I looking for? Oh, Christmas. Christmas. It's winter. It's Halloween. I'm also looking to do a different setup. For doing my floss tubes. I'm not sure. I've ordered a different ring light, and I also ordered a extending arm for my phone, because I'm seriously thinking about doing a stitch with me just to try it out and see if I like doing it. And then that way you can see how I do certain things. Okay, that's Thanksgiving. We got through that one. Need Christmas. Christmas. Should have just went this way to begin with. Ah, there it is. To see how I do things, I show you how I do 1/1 on like a 25 and 28. I think 28 is as far as I'm going to go. I don't know if 32 is for me, but it might be. Who knows? Oop, there it is. You can see it a little bit. But we have holly leaves, we have sleigh, we have angels, we have rocking horse, we have reindeer, we have bells, we have hearts, and small alphabet, and I might, if I want to do the alphabet one or not, we'll see. We have trees, there's even a little bunny, a little squirrel, how cute. Let's see that. Ooh, is that a butterfly? Nope. Somebody making a sun angel. Alright, so anyway. So I'm working on this one, and I'm doing this one on a 25 count. I believe it's Silver Moon. And I'm using 931. And I'm doing this 1/1. See how cool that looks? Alright, so I started this motif here. I finished up the flower here. And I worked on these two little things here. So, I am hoping that this Monday I will get more done. Hopefully. Get way more done. Alright, now, so we got that. Yay! Yay! I love that one. I really do. I'm gonna hate putting it away. But I only have to do 90. Yes, I have 1,004 stitches, so I only have to do like 96 stitches to make my goal. Yeah. I know, that's horrible. But, you know, I'm going to pull things every month. So whatever motif I pull for, now I already spun my wheels, so we'll see. But unfortunately, Christmas sampler is not on, did not make the cut this time. Okay, then the only letter I have left to do is my beach house, which is yellow beach house. And I only have to do 100 stitches on that, so hopefully I'll be able to get that done. And I will be able to, because I'm having way too much fun, you know, building my thing up. And I really have an Alice in Wonderland Stitch is so beautiful chart I want. I have enough money for it right now, but I'm going to get through the next couple months. The rest of April, May, and June. And hopefully I'll be able to get a couple. Because basically, yes, I have been buying stuff off Etsy, but it's been like less than 20 bucks. My last time was the other day when I found the deep sea. You know, it's less than $20 for everything that I bought. And then I've been looking at some of the websites and doing freebies. So, alright, next. Oh, no. That's it. Nope, one last. Alright, I decided. Now, I screwed up on this one. No, I didn't make a mistake in stitching. No. I said I wanted to get to 5%. Actually, what I wanted to do was get to 5,000. This is Cute Ghosts on a Pond by Sir Kai Aquil, charted by Stitch is So Beautiful. So I want to get 5,000 stitches on this one. But on the other flip of the coin, this is also a focus piece for men. So, and when I got back into it, I'm like, oh, 939, no. But then I was like, oh. And I had a bunch of what's the word I'm looking for? Parked threads that I didn't want anymore. So I fastened them off and cut them and got rid of them. So I'm just going to be doing 939 for a little bit. And I'm kind of tired of 939, but that's what it calls for. So that's what we're going to do. So I did 425 stitches of 939. And then I took out a few. So of course my two numbers didn't jive. So I'm off by 8 stitches in my calculation. Because I forgot to subtract the 8 stitches that I took out. That's okay. But all I'm doing is 939. Like that. Look at that. So, I'm trying to do diagonals again, but where you have all this stuff in the middle, that's not going to work out right now. So I'm just going to take it one step at a time. 100 block by 100 block. You know, 110 by 10 block by 110 by 10 block. And then fill in where I can. So, this is the most this is the farthest I've gotten on any of my full coverages, I believe. Except for Queen of Hearts from what is that? Celtic Rose Design, or Celtic Rose New York on Etsy. I've got over 3,000 on that one. So, besides, this also kind of fits in with what I'm going to do next month. So, that is it. And there's one other thing I want to show you. It's not quite finished, but it is a whip. And this is the reason why I did not record yesterday, because I have a client who always buys baby blankets. And this is for one of the people that I do believe has bought a house from her, and they're now having a baby, full boy. So this part right here is blue with polka dots. We have white, and then we have the bears. And all the bears have blue. Some have blue bows on them. Others have different. And if I had time, I would have made a memory bear to go with it. But I'll have to kind of figure that out as I go. Because I do have some pattern pieces. I've never done one, and as soon as I get one complete, I'll definitely show it to you. But I want to try to get into memory bears, or bears, stuffed bears. So there's that. So that's everything. I believe that is everything. Alright, so let's go on to plans and goals, shall we? Alright. So what I did was, excuse the reach, I took this board and I added, and some of them have the goals, some of them don't, some of them have what's left. So here it is. So for the Halloween Quaker, I need to get 600 stitches. So I have to figure out how many I've got already. For the Thanksgiving Quaker, I did 500, so that brings me down to 1,500. For the Deep Sea Quaker, it was 400. So I am on the plus side right here. The Christmas Quaker only needs 96 more stitches. The Nevermore Quaker 230 plus 370 is 600. So I need another, to get another 600 and I do 370. The silver witches need 16. I think I only have 300 stitches. But I am planning on doing that, and that is not one of my all-time favorites. That is the Redhead Stepchild in this BB. No, just joking. Just joking. The Winter Quaker, I put it up to, I already had 883. So I put 1600 because that will be another 800. So I still need 717 if I don't restart it. And then the Spring Quaker, I need 2000, and I've got 375 done, which brings me down to 1,625. And at the end of April, these will change. So if I don't get them done, I don't get them done. It's not a big deal. I'll just figure out what I didn't do and do them. Okay, and then these are the ones that I have completed. The Galaxy Flowers, I got up to 300. The Deer and the Owl, I got up to 500. Judge Not, I got to 1,000. Carrot Market, I did get past 700, which I need to figure out how much more I need to get, like 1,400. The Woodcut Raven, I got 630. Spring Awakens, I got 582, so we're all good there. Alice's Mad Plant, I got it 600. The Squirrel Sampler, it's up to 850. Rudolph, I did put 100 in, so that brought it up to approximately 439. Sophie Sheep I did not work on, and the Christmas Quaker, yeah, I only need 96. So Christmas Quaker is up to 1,004 stitches, and all I need is 96, and that will bring it up to 1,100. So there we go. So there's that. Okay. So, plans and goals. I do have the words for May, for Stitch a Word, if you'd like them. Just have to find it. Aha. So, Stitch a Word for May. Okay, so word number 1 is mother, because May has Mother's Day. So it's M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. The one after that is flag, because May also has Memorial Day. And that's when we remember our fallen soldiers. And that would be the flag. F-L-A-G. Then we have Memorial. Like I said, Memorial Day. M-E-M-O-R-I-A-L. And then we have soldier. And I kept it that way because my husband is a veteran. My dad was a veteran. My grandfather was a veteran. They all served in different, I think my grandfather may have been in the army though. I think he was in the army, so he and Sam were in the same branch of the military. My father was in the Air Force, and my husband's friend, who recently got married, he was in the Marines. So, So yeah, I kept it very patriotic except for, you know, Mom's Day. So those are the 4 words, and I give myself $1 every time I finish up a word, so I usually earn $4 a month. Have I spent that money yet? No. But I have earned the $4 for this month, except for one that I really have to do. I'm going to do it today, or this weekend, or this week. I mean, it's just 100 stitches. No big deal. So that'll bring me up to 8, 12, no, November, December, so that's 4, 8, that's 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So I'm up to $24 almost. If I do May, June, and July, that'll bring me up to, I think, 32. No. 24 is 28. 28 and 4 is 32. 32 and 4 is 36. So that'll bring me up to 36. And then if I do one more month, that'll bring me up to 40, and that'll give me plenty of, well, some cash for whatever I want to do. Also, for the month of May, the stitch color, that is yellow. And the prompt for the yellow is anything monochromatic. See where I'm going with? So, anything monochromatic, like, I'm going to be working on my spring Quaker. I'm going to be starting my summer Quaker. I am going to be working on my Mad Tea Party. Starting my Mad Tea Party. The winner for what you guys voted on, between the pink bee and the blue bee, the blue bee won. So I have to start the blue bee at some point. But yeah, so I got this. This came in the mail yesterday. This is I think it's like a navy sulky. I can't remember the name of it now, but it is 4022. And the variegation in this is gorgeous. It's got different shades of blue, like a light to dark, so it's really, really pretty. That is going to be on my Mad Hatter Tea Party, and I am going to be doing that on this piece of 25 count Wedgwood. Sorry for the crinkle. You're about to get a really loud crinkle, and I apologize. Ooh. Even I don't like that sound. There we go. Throw that away when I clean up. Alright. So here it is. It's a very pretty light blue. And I think that this sulky and this blue are kind of a match made in heaven. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to do this where my fingers aren't in the way, so not working out too well. There we go. Yeah, I think this is going to go well. So this is another 1/1 on 25 count. Like I said, I'm really getting into that. And I'll show you what the thing looks like. Hopefully. But I got it from Lina Ova. And I do know there are some other people doing Lina Ova designs. My friend Valerie, her birthday start, which was last weekend, she's doing the vampire or Bram Stoker's Dracula from Lina. Oh my god. She's using Pirate and Robin vampire thread. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm telling you what. I mean, that woman, her stitching is impeccable. It really is. I love Claudia so much. But we have the Mad Hatter, we have the March Hare, we have the Dormouse. Yeah, I think so. There it is. That's just a part of it. But they have this border that comes down this way and one that goes around, and then you have all this in the middle doing the whole thing. I don't care how long it takes me. And I also have another one that I might get some more of that thread for, and it is from Needle and Candle or something like that, and I got two of them. One's Harry Potter and one is Alice in Wonderland, and the Harry Potter one I'm going to do just in black, and then use maybe that blue for the other one. But anyway, so for the month of May, we're doing monochromatic. So basically the only things that are kind of exempt from the monochromatic are the stitch words, unless you just do one color, which I'm actually thinking about doing. I have a list of WIPs and they're subject to change. They really are. So yeah. Oh, excuse me. But they are subject to change. But the stitch color is yellow, and that is anything monochromatic. Any WIP that you may have that is monochromatic. Like, I plan on doing some of my spring, summer. Even if I work on a WIP that has several colors, I'm at a color complete. So I'm only going to work on that one color. So technically it may not be a monochromatic, but working on that one color in my mind makes me do monochromatic stitching, even though there's other colors with it. I mean, that's how I look at it. If that's not the way you want to look at it, fine, don't. But that's the way I look at it. If you just want to do a one color for everything, that's perfectly fine. I'm good with it. You know? I do know Claudia participates in my Stitcher word a lot. And like I said, the words, and I'll put them down below. I'll put the prompts and I'll put the words for the Stitcher word down below. And what else I'm also thinking about doing is taking some of my finishes, because I'm not really doing my finishes the way I wanted to. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 25 small pieces of paper instead of using the wheel and pick a different one. I am almost done with Victor. So if I can get Victor done this week, that'll be great. It means I only need 20 more to go. Well, at least for the ones I planned on. And that's another reason why I'm working on my Autumn Provides, is because it's close to a finish. And then that way I can just take it right off the wheel and it'll be put on the finish board, and it's one of the ones that I was planning on. Whether I get summer and winter done that way, I don't know. We'll see. Because summer's the next one that would be in line because it's got the most after autumn. Winter and spring is kind of like that. But anyway, so this is what I'm working on. So my full coverage is Noel. Now that only has a few colors, but I can work on one color and get that whole color, at least in a certain area, done before I move on to the next color. You know what I'm saying? And then the Focus whip is Wizard Gnome number 2. That one, yeah, I can kind of focus on colors on that one, which I might do, because there's a lot of red that has not been stitched. So if I can start in on his hat, then that's pretty good, because that's the Gryffindor one. And then my Mini Be Merry is my 100 stitch a day. Now that's easy. There's 2 colors, just work on one, you know, and crank it out. My Motif Monday is still my Xmas Quaker, so that's good. I can get another 3,200 stitches in that. That'd be, well, get 3,200 stitches in it, because it's 1,100 every time you pick it up. My Wonderland Wednesday is a new start. It is Mrs. Peggotty's White Rabbit. Because I UFO'd the Cheshire Cat, and I'm going to get some more 25 count easy guide, and that's what I'm going to do it on. I'm going to do all of them on that, and there's a few more that I want to get. They have a Dracula one, or Bram Stoker. Yeep. Miss Peggotty's is an awesome place to go, and she doesn't have new ones very often, but when she does, it's definitely worth it. I went onto Witchy Stitcher's website the other day, and I found some freebies, and they're cupcakes. They're awesome. But here is the white rabbit. Isn't he cute? And the colors are amazing, you know, and a lot of them take the same color, so you're good, right? The other one for Full Coverage Friday is Nocturnal Messenger, which is fine. I like that one. I have a spot here for finishes. I'm just going to put the accounts, or how many stitches I do. The new starts are the Spring Quaker, which I already started, so that's not a big deal. Summer Quaker, I might start on the 1st, I don't know. And then we have the goals, which is I need to get 600 stitches plus done, 600 plus whatever else I can get on Ghost Town, because these are going to be monthly goals. And then the Gothic Light 500. So I don't have to work on them every day. I can work on them maybe once a week, twice a week, you know, on the weekends, something. You know, so that's it. And I might change out my new start from the Spring Quaker to maybe the Autumn one, because it's right after summer. I'll have to see how much fabric I have of that one color left. But yeah, so most of this stuff I've already started, which is good. And then, like I said, for the letters, the whips I use for the letters, those are definitely subject to change. Yeah. But most of them I really like. Like I got Snort Stack on there for Soldier. Only got that one down there once. Dog Lessons should get quite a bit on there, because I used the L, you know, something that had an L, so Lessons. Light, I'm going to start using the Gothic Light when I see an L, unless I get something that has an L in it, you know, or starts with an L, like a leopard or long dog, or, I mean, yeah, I can use any of those. So. Anyway, so yeah. So my plans are to plans and goals. So, work on focus. Pieces. Motif Monday. Wonderland. And full coverage. So for on the focus pieces, I'm not going to worry about it too much, but for I want to try to, for the full coverage, I want to try to get 400 stitches in that full coverage that I work on. Wonderland Wednesday, I want to try to work on at least 2. So the white rabbit's going to have it's going to be 2,500. So if I can get, you know, like I did on the other one, the Mad Hatter, say, let's go with 500 stitches. And then Motif Monday, well, I was only going to get the 96 and then go into something else, but why don't we do 200? So this is every Monday for the month of May. And I'll have to put a little dot on the Mondays, the Wednesdays, and the Fridays on my calendar here. New starts. And yes, which is the Summer Quaker. And that's already at 2,000. So we'll get whatever we can get, and then just keep. The other, oh yes, Mad Hatter, Mad Tea Party. And since all my owls, well, all my owls full coverage, and this is basically full coverage, it's going to be 2,500 stitches. Goals. Dobby. 1,800. I know I got some already, but I'll figure out. I think I need like 900 and some change on that one. Ghost Town. That I'm gonna love. I love that one. Ghost Town. Hello. Are you going to say hi to the peoples? No. Okay. Oh, wait for the papa. Yeah, for the papa. So that would be 600 plus. If I can get more than 600, that would be awesome. And I don't know. Yes. 100 of that would be going to the G in flag. That one I never change. Anytime I got a J, that one I never change. Okay, and then Gothic Light. So it's 500 plus. And then, yeah, I've got a lot of new starts I've been doing. Should have stuck to the rule, but I didn't, because I just wanted to start. You know, did pretty well there for a while, but then it just went. So, work onwards. So, I think since it'll be Friday, then it'll be the second next time I film. Let's see, what letters can we get done before the second? How about we letters to work on? M. L. O and I. Okay, so I have March Quaker for M, Dog Lessons for L and D, but we're just doing the L's for now. So that's 300, 200 for the March Quaker, which means I have some frogging I need to do before I start that one. 300 for the lessons. O is Owls by Robin Hunter, so that's 300 stitches there, and then I is 200, and that's Icy Winter. So I also got the summer one. So if you want to, I did buy a few things, and there's only a couple that I have on paper. One of them was the Deep Sea. So when dog lessons are done and I need another D, then I got Deep Sea. But here we go. This is like Icy Winter. It's from Climbing Goat Designs, but it's the summer. So, plus it's got water. So I don't know when I'm going to start this, but I think this time I'm just going to do one, like Icy Winter, and then find the spring one, do that one, find the, the fall one, do that one, and so on and so forth. But I'm also going to work on, oops, I don't want to touch it, the Mad Hatter. This is from Miss Peggotty. And I'm going to, at some point, start Alice the Queen. And we also have Tweedledum and Tweedledee. And other than that, that's about it. So, those are my plans and goals. I showed you my stash, or my stash enhancements. I showed you what I wanted to start. Showed you some of the things I want to finish. Judge Not is still on the docket for that. Yeah, because I only have those 4 sheets to go. So, other than to fill in. So anything, like I said, if you're going to join me on Monochromatic May, the color is yellow for the stitch by color, and that is monochromatic. Now, I am not sticking to it has to be monochromatic or you don't do it at all, because I'm not doing that, so I shouldn't make anybody else stick to that. So basically, if you want to just color complete on a WIP that you have that's close to a finish and you just want to color complete, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that color, say it's 931. Make sure that all the 931 in that WIP is complete before you move on to the next color. With the stitch words, it's not as easy because you got to pick out different, with like for the ends, the March Quaker, I can work on one color because there's only 3 colors in the whole thing. I can work on that one color and get the 200 stitches. So that would be considered monochromatic for me. To me, because I'm only working on that one green. So, I'm just saying. But it's completely up to you and what you want to do. Like I said, the words are Mother, Flag, Memorial, and Soldier. Relatively easy. So, and if you want to make it interesting, like I said, I have a bunch of bobbins that I don't use anymore, and I'm just putting a bobbin into a cup every time I complete a word. And then I have a whole bunch of bobbins in that one cup. I mean, it just makes, and then I can go to Stitch So Beautiful and spend that money, take those bobbins out, and keep going. I don't plan on stopping doing this, so it's not in the near future anyway. But I have a lot of monochromatic that I can work on. I have my Queen of Hearts by Long Dog. I have a couple more Long Dogs, or one particular Long Dog that I really want to do that's one color. I have a couple monofolk embroideries, one color. I have, you know, the spring, the summer, fall and winter, all one color, you know, Thanksgiving, winter, all those Quakers, and I am doing it this way makes me fall in love with Quakers all over again, because I get that, you know, I get that finish. I am going to work on my Nevermore Quaker, which I'm just going to work on the charcoal, so for me, it's working on one color, you know what I'm saying, so it's up to you. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and keep on stitching on, everybody.